Hi, in the first class, we were talking about basic information about the definition of sentence. Sentence is a group of words that gives full meaning. Sentence is a group of words that contain subject and predicate. Sentence is a group of words that also contains phrase and subordinate clause. This was our first class. A normal definition of sentence could have been a group of words is called a sentence. That would be a little bit vague. But when we talk about what is that group of words and what does it do, and all these questions would definitely arise. And that is the reason in this kind of class, we are talking about some more information about sentences. When you read or write, when you hear, you will hear different types of sentences. Some sentences ask questions. Some sentences express some sudden feelings. Some sentences merely give some factual information. Sometimes this factual information may be affirmative, that is positive, and sometimes it may also be negative. And some statements would order, command, or request. So, when I am talking about all these things, I am trying to give you 4 types of sentences. And I will draw a tree diagram for this one. On one side of this tree diagram, you will find functions of sentences. On the other side of the tree diagram, you will find structure of the sentences. This is completely related to pure grammar or deep grammar. When we talk about tenses, you will understand this structure. But for now, as we are broadly defining the kinds of sentences, I definitely have to tell you that based on function, sentences are 4 types, and based on structure, sentences are 3 types. Now tell me, how many types of sentences are there? Are they 7? Logically, no. Actually, whenever you write any sentence, it must be one of these 4. At the same time, it must also be one of these 3. So it can't be 7. So based on function, there are 4 types. At the same time, the same sentence will be from one out of these 3 based on structure. Now, when you understand based on function, the first type of sentence is assertive sentence. In this assertive sentence, again, you can divide it into 2 types, assertive positive and assertive negative. As a function, assertive sentences do give factual information. Assertive sentences make some statements. Assertive sentences give some habitual habits. Assertive sentences give some universal truths. And these sentences, as I have given you, may be positive. Like, for example, I'm talking. It's a statement and it is positive. When I say the same assertive sentence from negative connotation, I say, I am not talking. So, assertive, negative, assertive, positive. And the second type of sentence is based on function, that is interrogative sentence. And the function of this one is to ask questions. Again, you can divide this into 2 types. One is yes, no questions, and the other is double H questions. In the case of yes, no questions, the answer must be yes or no. In the case of double H questions, they start with double H. And these yes, no questions are also called helping verb questions. For example, when I frame a question using helping verb, is it your pen? And the answer is yes, it's my pen. No, it is not my pen. So the answer is yes and no because it starts with a helping verb. And the other type of questions are the ones that start with double H. What are you doing? Which one do you like? Why are you doing like this? So all these questions start with double H. And that is second type of sentence. And the third one is imperative. And there is no other bifurcation for this one. But when you talk about imperative, the function of this type of sentence is to express or to talk about wish, to express command, or to give a sentence that talks about a request. For example, wish. Congratulations. It is an imperative sentence. Type the letters. It's a command. Please come inside. It's a request. So when any sentence expresses wish, command, or request, these are called imperative sentences. Another major concept about this one that you know how to understand is there is a very strong difference between assertive and imperative. Assertive sentences and imperative sentences, they both are almost the same excepting the function. What I mean by that is both assertive and imperative sentences, they start with capital letter and end with period, that is full stop. But whereas assertive sentences, they do contain a subject and a predicate, but whereas in imperative sentences there is no subject. That is a major difference. To understand something deeper about this kind of difference, we need to go through the next class in which we talk about subject and predicate. But for now, these are the three types of sentences with function, and the last one is exclamatory sentence. And what is the function of this one? To express some sudden feelings. Oh, what a pity. Some sudden feelings. What? Some sudden expression. So exclamatory sentences, it may be one word, sometimes it may be combination of many words given in a sentence. In exclamatory sentence, there are certain words that are used to express some sudden feelings, and such words are called interjections. And these interjections are one of the 8 parts of speech. And after this, understanding this one, we'll have to move to this side. That sentence is based on structure also divided into 3 types. And one is simple sentence, the other is compound sentence, and the last one is complex sentence. So when you talked about kinds of sentences are 4 types based on function, and it is also divided into 3 types based on structure. To understand a little bit deeply about this one, we'll have to go to further classes, but now let us just know that sentence is divided into these 2 categories. And in the next class, we are going to talk about the concept of subject and predicate. That is very, very important. So don't miss out. Watch the next class, that is SLPLE3 class. Thank you.